I need the spirit celestial body, you know we gon' get it. And we in the streets to gather the sheep, we can say that we fishing. But God got intentions, and he got a mission to destroy all the minions. And the son of perdition, hunters, get them, runners, sprinting. The anger of Christ we quenching. If you roll the dice, you finish. Hunters, get them, runners, sprinting. The anger of Christ we quenching. Evolve to hunters from vicious.
Big boot talk that Jew way. For the reward of this truth is the new way. Pray for the Sabbath, then wait for the Sabbath. Been thinking about it since Tuesday. This is a movie, I don't mean a Blu-ray.
Majority of us, guess what? We grew up with our mamas.
That's right.
We ain't had no daddy in the household. You know what I'm saying? So you should know a little better having two parents in the household, Shot. But the reason that we in these conditions is because we broke God's. That's why this happened, Shot. Get Deuteronomy 28 real quick. This happened, Shot, because we broke God's laws.
Right.
That ain't no mistake. If God is all powerful, I don't care what God you believe in. If he all powerful and almighty, don't he know what the hell going on this creation that he made? Don't he got some type of say-so what's going on? Because we seem to think that the devil is fighting with God and God is like, no, let him go. No, everybody works for God.
That's right.
Everybody. He creates the good and he creates the evil. Read that. Deuteronomy 28 verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So because we broke God's commandments, he say you're going to serve your enemies, Shad. Who did it say sent them against us?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Bible says that the Lord sent your enemies against you, Shad. Who's your enemies? Huh? Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know who the enemy is? All right, read on. Let's read out.
How do you thought that was him?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So now it says your enemies are going to be the ones you serve in hunger. When you hungry, Shad, where you go to eat?
Anywhere.
Like where?
Fast food, restaurant.
Like where? Name me some. What's your favorite spot to go to?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Who owns Chick-fil-A, Shad?
You know.
You don't know? Is it your people?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? Why would you guess that? Why would you guess that it's probably not your people? Why would you even, how could you even guess that? How can you say probably not white people?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you know white folks own this shit.
Right.
Who own Walmart? Who own Kroger?
Bring it out.
Sam's Club, Winn-Dixie, all these different grocery stores that we go to get our food. The food you rely on every day. Guess what? Guess who controls that shot? The same people who brought you over here on chains and shackles.
That's right.
Wait.
And thirst.
In thirst, shot, water that falls freely from the sky. You don't know what the hell going on with it. You go buy a bottle of Dasani or whatever it says. A bottle may say in the freshest springs and whatever. Yo, they could have got that water from the toilet. You don't know. But guess what? You drink it because that's your options in captivity. Wait.
And in nakedness.
And nakedness, shot. We fight for the Fendi belts, the Gucci belts, all the different shoes we fight for, the MCM, all of this stuff, right? But how come we don't own none of it? As much money as we spend on these things, Shot, how come these companies don't take that money and put them into building up the black communities if they love us so much?
Right.
Wait.
And then what of all things?
Shot, it says if you want anything, if you want a house, if you want a car, if you want you got a job, Shot?
Yeah.
Where you, I ain't gonna ask you where you work at.
Check that out.
Who owns your company?
Check that out. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Okay, when you had to go on your interview, who did you interview with?
I think he was like Russian.
Okay, Caucasian.
Yeah.
Same people. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if you want a job in this kingdom, guess what you got to do? They want you to shave your face bald. They want you to look like a good Negro. See what I'm saying? They don't want you looking too manly. You know what I'm saying? It's some jobs, if you a manly man, you can't even, like I don't know if you ever been on an airplane, but you go on an airplane now, it ain't nothing but sodomites and Caucasians working. You know? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Read.
And he.
So now that same enemy shot is gonna get descriptive right here, so you gotta pay attention. Read.
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now, Shad, I want you to look at this sign. Look at this. Is it on that one too? Oh, yeah, it's on that one too. That's fine. Look at that sign, Shad. What that brother got on in the corner? He got on a yoke of iron. Read that again.
And he,
It says your enemy, Shad. Read.
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now, why the hell would God have that written in the Bible? Why would he have that there? It says the same person who enslaved you, they're going to be the same ones that put yokes of iron upon you. Who did that to us? White folks did that. It ain't nothing wrong. It's the truth. Hey, white folks walk around in their truth.
Right.
This they kingdom, they walk around freely. Guess what? You got to walk around understanding I'm a God on this earth and all this belong to me.
That's right.
And one day, guess what? If I keep the commandments with the faith in Christ, I'm going to be in rulership.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about it, nobody else believe it. Guess what? The Bible say it. That's what we believe in. We don't believe in man. We believe in what the Bible say.
That's right.
Hey, listen, this is what Jesus was teaching when he walked the earth.
Right.
This is what the disciples was teaching when they walked the earth. This is what the apostles with all the men in the Bible was teaching. The destruction of the kingdoms because they was ready for theirs to reign.
That's right.
We ready for our kingdom to come.
That's right.
You see that? Yeah. That's the importance about knowing who you are, Shad, and knowing that, guess what? These things that happened to us, the slavery, it happened to us because of our disobedience. But, guess what? Read Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Is that it for us, Shad? Is it just captivity? No. Guess what? I just told you, rulership is for you. But you gotta be willing to let go of this life. Because we gonna live again. It may seem odd to you right now, but guess what, bro? You gonna live again if you follow the Lord. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God says that you are a holy people, Shad. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, Shad, it said that he chose you to be a special people above all people upon the face of the earth. Is that equality?
I don't know.
My brother right here. My brother right here. Real quick. Let me ask you a quick question. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
You don't like talking to your brothers?
I'm good. What's up?
What you looking for the hoes right now?
No, I got my women charger.
Okay, look, this is what I'm asking. Real quick, you go after this, Shad. I want to ask you a question, my brother. My brother, look. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to read the scripture and I want to tell you if this sounds like equality to you. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay, read that. You sure? You sure?
Bro, 100%.
Oh, 100%? All right, read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Now, God says that we are holy people. These people on this sign, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, he said they are holy people, that God chose us, right? Read on.
Unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
What that mean? Huh?
Special.
We special, right? We above everybody, right? So does that mean that we equal?
No.
So why we fight for equality then?
Bring it out.
I have no idea.
Huh?
I have no idea. It's just special.
If we're supposed to be above all people, why is it that we are marching for equality? How can we want to be so much like the other nations that oppress us?
I guess it's because we've been so like oppressed. We try to seek equality. We don't know what we want.
Okay, I agree with that. But let me ask you this question now. How come we at the bottom of society then? If God just said we're supposed to be above everybody, why is it that the black man, the Hispanic man, the native man, why are we at the bottom of society?
Because the narratives are painted.
No, it's not a narrative, it's real life.
It's just what they painted.
Nah, it ain't a painting. This really happened. What's your name?
I know this happened. But you know, they got narratives saying, they don't want that to flip.
Right. But my question is, if we know that we're powerful people, we're mighty people, God just said that we're supposed to be above all people. Come on over here, sis. Come on and listen too, because he's looking back like, yeah. Come on, sis. You need to get this too. Listen, we out here for our brothers and sisters. We want to dialogue with y'all. We want y'all to get the questions answered that you done had about the Bible and about church and about. Because guess what? We go to church blindly. Y'all know it's been some questions. You be like, I don't know. I kind of want to get that one cleared up. But you scared to ask the pastor. Right. You see what I'm saying? We are Bible scholars. We know the Bible front to back. The churches have been lying to us for years is what we're telling y'all. You see what I'm saying? So my question to you was, if God just said that we above all people, then why are we in the ghettos? Why are we gang banging? Why are we trap boys? Why are we selling drugs? Why we want to be rappers? Why we want to be ball players? Why are we, how come we don't have a world bank of the children of Israel? Right. Where we control all the commerce that goes on in this world. Where we can charge the other nations interest rates. How come we ain't got that? But my question is why? Because if God wanted to do it, he could flip it like that, couldn't he? So why not? He just said that we the greatest people. We the chosen people above all people. So why not? Why won't he just do that and flip us and put us on top?
I don't know. Tell me.
What you got to say? What you got? It's a good question, right? Okay.
I feel like he's trying to teach you something.
That's my brother right there. What's your name, bro?
Boled.
Boled?
Yeah.
Boled? Like B-O-L-E-D? I just messing with you, bro. I just messing with you. Hey, give me Isaiah 59. Because you on point. He is trying to, matter of fact, give me Hosea 5:15. Because yes, he is trying to teach us something. Right. You got to think about it, bro. Since we've been in America, have we prospered as a people? No. Right? Ain't we tried everything? We tried marching, we tried protesting, we tried voting, we tried everything. Nothing has worked for us. Right. We have yet to keep the commandments of God, though. Right. We have yet to do what God told us to do. We've done everything opposite. We've celebrated birthdays, Thanksgiving, Easter, all these pagan holidays that your oppressors gave you, but you never said, dang, the Bible say I need to keep the new moon. I need to keep the Sabbath days. I need to keep the Feast of Dedication. And guess what? Guess what happened on these days? We turn up righteously. Yeah, we get together and guess what? We fellowship amongst each other. But I'm going to answer the question. Read that really quick. Pay attention, y'all.
Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face and their affliction.
And our affliction, because you know one thing about black folks, we don't understand nothing to some affliction involved. Bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Until a brother get AIDS or HIV or something like that, he's like, look, listen, Lord, all right. That's how we are. Until we get that call, we in it. We jumping from woman to woman to woman. As soon as you're like, hey, you got herpes, Lord, please forgive me. I ain't never gonna do it again. I'm gonna find me a wife. I'm gonna get married. You see what I'm saying? That's how we are as a people. Read.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
God says when we being afflicted as a people, then we're gonna seek him. Right. Then that's why the Lord has to turn up the heat on us. Right. Because he wanna bring us so low to where we can't do nothing but call on him. Right. Guess what? All the stories y'all seen on the news, they're gonna happen again. You're gonna read another story about another man getting choked up, shot up, or something like that. Bring it up. Why? Because the Lord is afflicting us. Right. He's the one that put your enemies against you. Right. He's the one who did that. Now get Isaiah 59. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, read that. That's fine. Amos, read that. Yeah, listen. Is it clicking? Yeah. Okay, all praise to the Most High. What about for you? Look, he like, man, I'm trying to get the hole, man.
Why do you say he wants to put enemies against you?
Okay, listen, I'm going to answer your question, but what I really want you to pay attention if you really want the answer. Because for so long, like I said, we've been lied to. And y'all might not see it, but this is the greatest information that y'all are ever gonna get in your life. We was those same people on the other side, y'all. We grew up in the Christian church just like y'all. Listen, I was whoremongering, smoking, doing all of that stuff, caught up in the light too. But guess what? One day I heard the word of God and I said, damn, that's the truth right there. Right. It wasn't the BS that we get in the Christian churches. Right. It was the actual Bible being brought out, the history. Right. You see what I'm saying? That will change the mind state of men like you see walking behind you. Men like us. That's what we need. We need the word of God. But read that. So pay attention. I'm gonna answer your question. Alright? Boled. I'm gonna answer your question now. Read that.
Amos chapter 3 verse 1. hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
So the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, that's who we are. You are the Israelites. You're not black.
That's right.
You're not a color in the crayon box.
Right.
You are the real Jew.
That's right.
Get out. Against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
So God says, you only has he known of all the families of the earth. Read.
Therefore,
since I know you, for instance, I'm going to give you an analogy. You got kids? No, you got kids? Okay. When your kids, if you tell your kid, hey, listen, I need you to take this dish. I need you to take this dish and go put it in the sink, right? And let's say your kid's little friends is around too, right? And let's say your kid doesn't do that. You come back 5 minutes later, he still ain't did that. Are you gonna beat the other little kids? Who you gonna beat?
My kid.
You gonna beat your kid? Why?
Because it's my kid.
Because it's your kid, right? Right?
You gotta beat them though. Why we can't talk to them?
Okay, I use beat, but what I'm saying is you're gonna enforce some type of punishment.
Yeah.
You're gonna correct them.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're gonna turn up on your child the first time you do something, but what I'm giving the analogy that with disrespect comes correction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So read that again.
you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
So now we're God's kids. God says he only knows us. Read.
Therefore,
He says, therefore,
I will punish you for all your iniquities.
so now you can begin to understand why black folks get afflicted the most, why we at the bottom of society the most. It's because the Lord has required something of us and we have not been doing that.
Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.